Three hot, three not. This is the series in which I look at the three hottest wrestlers coming off the last PLE and the three not hottest wrestlers coming off the PLE cold, if you will. And today, the first hot wrestler that we're going to talk about is someone who I never thought would really be on this list because he's usually reserved for a comedic role, and usually comedic roles don't go high up the card. And so, yeah, very surprised, but welcome R-Truth to the hot list coming off of Backlash. This dude is maybe one of the hottest he's ever been. The dude leading into Backlash had multiple segments just praising John Cena, saying let's not judge John Cena too quick, never giving up hope on his childhood hero.
John, I'm glad you won the championship. And root for my hero from the beginning.
Even though he's 5 years older than John Cena. And then he holds up a sign saying, I believe in you, John, let's go, Cena. And it's great. He's great. He even had a segment with John Cena. And John doesn't do segments with anybody other than R-Truth and the person he's actually feuding with in the main event. So then, at Backlash,
one final legend to kill.
Whoa. A lot of people, some people, they did get mad at this. And so if you're mad at it, that's fine, because you don't have to like the fact that the person is on the list, but you have to admit that they are in a prominent role right now. Plenty of times I've had to swallow my pride and put someone on the hot list that I didn't want to, or vice versa, on the cold list that I didn't want to. So if you're mad that R-Truth ruined that masterpiece of a John Cena versus Randy Orton match, I hear you. I do hear you, but it can't be denied that R-Truth played a huge role in that. He stopped the punt from happening, thus allowing John Cena to win. So now we have all these segments, plus R-Truth costing Randy Orton the match, and then at the press conference after the show goes off the air,
I just want to tell you.
John Cena literally R-Truth into the press conference announce table. So now everybody's like, oh my God, is this a work? Is this the truth? It's like, no pun intended. I wish I would have, pun intended, but not that smart sometimes. But yeah, no, it was a viral moment. A viral moment that they did. And so R-Truth is super hot right now. And with Saturday night's main event on the horizon, maybe R-Truth gets an undisputed title shot, because that would be the perfect spot for it. It's not a PLE, so it's not too important in the grand scheme of things, because, at the end of the day, no one really thinks R-Truth is going to win, but it's bigger than a Raw because it's on free national TV. Saturday night's main event is the perfect spot for an R-Truth John Cena match, and that would be amazing for R-Truth. Come on. We all love R-Truth. Can we just give him some flowers? Can we just let him have his moment? Can we just enjoy R-Truth in the main event scene for 2 to 3 weeks before we go to Money in the Bank and the inevitable CM Punk versus John Cena match happens, which it should happen, but can we just focus right now that R-Truth red hot and has a chance at winning this undisputed title, just like you, the viewer, you have a chance to win this undisputed title. All you gotta do, though, is comment below. I'm going to give this belt away at 20,000 subscribers. You don't have to beat John Cena. R-Truth has to beat John Cena. But you just have to comment, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding, 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 notification. And if you wouldn't mind, or if you would mind, please give a thumbs up to the video. Helps the engagement, helps people know about the channel, helps me quit my day job. That's what I'm trying to do this. I don't care if you like the content. I would much rather you like the content, but even if you don't like the content, engage in the video. Help me quit my day job and produce wrestling content full time, and you can win this belt, baby, just like R-Truth might win it at Saturday night's main event. So who's cold? Our first cold? This one pains me, because I'm gonna put Jimmy Uso on this list. I hate that I have to do this. There weren't a lot of people who came out of Backlash cold. Honestly, I felt that was a awesome PLE, and I think that even the losers looked good. I think Damian Priest, he lost, but he still elevated himself. I think Penta lost, but what? He had to fight off an entire faction, and the greatest luchador of all time, Grande Americano. Like, honestly, not many people walked out of that PLE looking bad, so I had to go to SmackDown and find some people. I'd go to Raw too, but SmackDown's been so lame lately that it's SmackDown who I'm picking from. I almost picked Road Dogg, the lead writer of SmackDown, but I thought that would open a can of worms, so I'm just going to keep it to on-screen talent. And Jimmy Uso, I'm picking him. The reason why I'm picking him is because, oh man, this sucks. I hate it. I love Jimmy Uso. I loved what he did for his brother in that feud with Gunther, but he gets left off the WrestleMania card. Now he's left off the Backlash card, and not only that, but he's barely featured on SmackDown. The only times Jimmy showed up was to be a part of the R-Truth segments.
Let's go, Cena! We can't see you! What you doing?
And R-Truth was like a B plot to John Cena. So here, Jimmy Uso is playing a supporting character in a B plot. So while it was great for R-Truth, because it helped R-Truth get to his main event status right now, not so much for Jimmy Uso. I really hope this changes, because last month I had him as my MVP of the mid-card, and this month, cold. Now we're back at Red Hot, and it's a tie. I'm going to put Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch on here. I was not a huge Lyra Valkyria fan. I know that Lyra's has a fan base that is very dedicated, and they just can't fathom why people don't love her. But hold up. I don't love Lyra yet, but I'm getting to that point. So please don't ostracize me because I don't see the light yet. I'm getting there. I'm starting to get invested in Lyra, and that's why she is hot. For many, many months now, she became the Intercontinental title just to be left off TV. Well, she didn't become the title. She became the first holder of the Women's Intercontinental title just to be left off TV. No promo time, no nothing. Her matches, they were kind of like, they were okay, but they like had no story behind it. And now Becky comes back. Now I gotta say, I was very mad. I still am very mad at Becky for replacing Bayley at WrestleMania. However, I might be mad at the person, but the character Becky Lynch has made it work to her advantage, and she is a horrible person, and I'm kind of loving it because this horrible version of Becky is elevating Lyra Valkyria. And then Lyra being elevated is making this horrible version of Becky awesome. And it's so like they're like yin and yang to each other right now. So I won't always do two people feuding. They both get the spot, but I feel right now that literally they are 50-50 with their elevation of one another, and I am digging it. I am loving it. I am finally seeing what people have been saying about Lyra, and I'm very happy. I want to invest in Lyra. Please let this feud continue so I can. I've got my money in my hand, and I'm just like, should I invest in Lyra stocks? I haven't decided fully yet, but right now she is on an upward trajectory. Yes, I think I said it right on my first time. So yes, I am very, very much excited for Lyra, and now even Becky. Even though I'm mad at her as a person, she is entertaining me as a dastardly heel, and both of them red hot. Becky showing that she can raise up the younger talent rising to the occasion to defeat the veteran. Great match. That match was amazing. I wasn't a fan of how it ended, but I understood why it ended the way it did. It was all about roll-ups and outmaneuvering the other person. It made sense. It's just not what I would have, it's not what I would have booked, but that's okay. That is okay. It doesn't have to be exactly what I want, when I want, how I want. Believe it or not, I can still enjoy the product when things don't go my way. And yes, very, very good stuff here with Lyra and Becky. And Becky is definitely, she's rising up. She's rising up the next generation. And she's playing into this Becky Hogan narrative. And I think that's smart. Don't try to outrun your haters. Embrace your haters. Just like the Miz say, the haters make him awesome. And now we're going to the cold side of things. And speaking of the Miz, this one hurts even more than Jimmy Uso. I gotta put the Miz and Melo on the cold list, and this sucks. This sucks big time because Melo won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal last month, and I thought, I don't know. I invested in Melo. I invested in Melo Don't Miz, and this is what I get. I get Melo and Miz losing to Aleister Black. I know Aleister Black has his fans. I'm like, great for you, but like, I'm a Melo and Miz guy. I don't want them to be on the cold list. I want them to be on that other list, but I like I said, my feelings don't play a part in this, and I have to put them here because they're losing left and right, and they're losing in very definitive fashion. Aleister Black, he totally mopped the floor with them. It's like they barely get any offense, and when they do, it's like 2 or 3 moves, and then it's back to Aleister Black, and he just beats them up, and it's like, man, what are we doing? What are we doing? I really hope that this is just like, I don't know, that there's some bigger payoff and that Melo and Miz can beat Aleister Black. And you might be thinking, well, why isn't Otis and Tozawa on this list? Aren't they getting beaten up by a newcomer or a returning newcomer in Rusev? And yes, they are, but there's a big difference here in that Tozawa and Otis, they're established lower mid-card, all right? They are jobbers. Like it or not, they are jobbers. And I'm not willing to say that Melo and Miz are jobbers. I am saying that they are the future. They are awesome, and they should not be in a position, they should not be in the same one-to-one position of Tozawa and Otis on the other brand. No, if Aleister Black needed someone to beat, it shouldn't be those two. I'm saying that Melo should be moving up the card, not staying at this level. He won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, okay? Let's keep him moving up. Don't Dolph Ziggler him. Oh, but Dolph Ziggler, he won some world championships. Yeah, you know the world championships he won? He was given a world championship, right? Given it to him by his girlfriend / GM manager, Vicky Guerrero. He held it for about 11 minutes before he lost it. So given a title, lost it 11 minutes later, maybe 13, on a SmackDown main event. Then he cashes in the Money in the Bank for one of the greatest cash-ins of all time, just to lose it about 2 months later. And Vince McMahon literally tells him in gorilla position,
yeah, you're just holding it for another month or two till we get Del Rio some sympathy.
So when people say, oh, but Dolph Ziggler was a champion, that doesn't help your case. If you really know the behind the scenes stuff that's happening with the character of Dolph, please do not Dolph Melo. Please, please, please don't Dolph Melo. And unfortunately, though, Melo and Miz on the cold list. And, hate it. I'm going to do a lukewarm. A lukewarm is Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, he's still like a great character. He's still awesome. He's still amazing.
You're all gas and no brakes.
But he's in the U.S. title program, and I think he's a pure main eventer. I don't mind Damian Priest being in the U.S. title program. I don't mind L.A. Knight being in the U.S. title program, though I wish he would be moving up that main event scene. But right? We all feel it. Drew should just be fully 100% in that main event scene. Am I the only one, or do we all think that? I get it. Well, you gotta have main event guys go for that title to make the title important. I mean, Gunther didn't really have main event guys going after his title that much, and his Intercontinental title reign seemed pretty important. So, although there was the Sheamus and Drew McIntyre WrestleMania 39 triple threat. So you got me there. But then once that was done, Drew kind of left the Intercontinental scene. So let's have Drew leave the U.S. title scene now. And he's just lukewarm right now because he's still an amazing character, still doing awesome work, just should be a little higher on that card. Now let's talk our part-timers. Our part-timers are people who I don't put on any list. I just say whether they're hot or they're cold, because typically speaking, a part-timer is usually going to be on the hot list because they come out of their slumber just to enter right into a high spot on the card. So we'll start with Roman Reigns. He's cold, and that's because he's not been seen since the night after WrestleMania. He's cold by his own design. Roman Reigns usually takes a month or two off in between big PLEs. So yes, Roman's cold, but Roman, it should be expected. It's like no shame here because we just know that Roman's gonna leave. Roman won't be hot again until about August when SummerSlam happens. And the other part-timer right now is John Cena. John Cena is he's hot. He's red hot. His heel run is finally starting to pick up now that he has separated himself from that abysmal storyline of I want your soul, which The Rock has said I didn't have any plans for. Let me just step back into the shadows. You don't need The Rock. But yeah, I think John Cena has found his mojo when it comes to his heel character, in that he can ruin wrestling and still be entertaining.
He'll be just like his 2006 drug test. A failure.
So John Cena is actually on the hot side of the part-timers. Our last cold person is actually, I think I'm going to get some hate on this one. It's going to be Cody Rhodes. Again, I don't really want to put Cody on here, but I gots to put Cody on here because, well, it's like, he's not showing up. I know Cody Rhodes as a person wants to be on every single show. When Cody said he wanted the John Cena schedule, he did not want the retirement John Cena schedule. He wanted the 2008 John Cena schedule where he's here all the time. Now, here's the deal. I know that he's been written off TV. I know that. However, his character has been written in a way that for him to not show up and just allow John Cena to have a reign of terror, it makes him look weak. Now, maybe he's defeated and he has to rebuild himself, but I'm just saying he's cold based on how he's presented himself for an entire year. He lost, right? He should pick himself up by his bootstraps and tie those boots and get right back in the fight. I get it. I get why they're not doing it, because maybe they don't know how to write that. They don't know how to write Cody Rhodes over here while Randy Orton wants the title. But that's you wrote yourself into a corner. That's your fault, not mine. If you want me to write yourself out of the corner, hire me. Call me. I'll tell you how to do it. But right now, Cody Rhodes is not hot because he's not even showing up. He's not a part-timer, and he's like, it seems like he's dodging. It seems like he's literally just crying on Brandy's shoulder, saying, oh, why, Brandy, why couldn't I do it? It's like, come on, Cody. You gotta get back in the fight. Get back on SmackDown. Say something. Stand up for yourself, man. That's why your title reign was kind of lackluster. It's you gotta get back on that horse and get back on SmackDown because Randy Orton was able to have a good match with John Cena, but you weren't able to have a good match with John Cena. That's another reason why you're on this cold list, and it's unfortunate because honestly, I think Cody was a victim of a power struggle between Rock and Triple H, and both of them needs to get their heads out of their butts and just write good, entertaining wrestling with captivating characters. Yeah, call me Triple H. You want to hire me now? Okay, so those are your cold. Your last hot, red hot is, well, maybe not red hot, but he's definitely hot, and that's going to be Gunther. Gunther, I know, Gunther, but he just had a 50-50 match with a commentator. He should have beat that commentator in 5 seconds. Honestly, I see this match as a good thing. I loved Gunther. I love Bully Gunther, and I saw Bully Gunther. He bullied somebody in the ring for about 10 to 12 minutes. He completely destroyed Pat, and the only time Pat got flurries of offense is when he went He just went a little too far. He's laughing at Michael Cole, just laughing and bullying Michael Cole, and that's when Pat McAfee gets a couple kicks in. Yeah, one time he almost got pinned. Remember, the suplex happens, Pat McAfee falls on Gunther, and Michael Cole holds his leg, and yet Gunther still kicks out. And every time Gunther, those flurries of offenses happen, Gunther just got right back into beating up Pat. So it's like Gunther lost his title at WrestleMania, and he won back a lot of his aura by beating up an announcer. I get that it's but Gunther, he deserves so much more. Yeah, he does, but the dude signed a really long contract. He just got a bus. He won the match. He bullied people throughout the match. He was laughing. The dude was a straight up villain. At the end, he's like, yeah, I'll give you guys some respect. And it's that's supposed to be a good job. That's good guy Gunther. He gives some announcers respect after he just terrorized them for about a month. Gunther's awesome and amazing, and this proves that he's more than just an in-ring technician. He proves that he's a sports entertainer. The dude has this was a really good thing for the character of Gunther. Gunther will go back for the title. He needs to not have the title for a minute, so he has to have these little feuds here and there. This was he got a good match out of Pat McAfee. That match was more entertaining than his match with Jey Uso at WrestleMania. I think that's something to be praising about. Do we have to just focus on the negative? That, oh my God, Gunther isn't a champion for 85% of his career? That it might drop to 79% of his career if he doesn't win the title back by SummerSlam? It's Gunther, this was good. This was a good, entertaining feud that we can move on from and look back and just be like, ha, remember when he beat up the announcers? That was a good one. I know. I just have horrible takes, I guess. I just have horrible takes. Hopefully, though, you still are a subscriber to the channel. I appreciate every single one of you. And at the end of the day, you know who's hot and who's not? Well, you're hot. I don't know who's not. Goldberg's not hot. There we go. Boys, girls, have yourselves a good day.